Under the nightfall, the ancient village glows with a mysterious light. A village boy encounters a Qing dynasty palace maid during a night stroll, then mysteriously disappeared. The friends accidentally discovered the Qing dynasty palace while chasing the murderer. Shaman in the palace, delusional about using dragon-making techniques. Awaiting the heart of the slumbering prince, Zhu Luo in the underground palace after hundreds of years. Our story's protagonist, Mu Zioxi, using shamanic magic to drive those who should have long been buried back underground. This is Qingfeng Village, a hidden ancient village from the Qing dynasty deep in the mountains. The village was built under the rule of Empress Dowager Cixi. This is responsible for executing the secret edict left by the Empress Dowager before her passing. Over 100 years have passed now. That secret edict should have vanished with the Qing dynasty. The mysterious veil of Qingfeng Village today. It will be slowly uncovered by a sketching group, revealing its eerie true form. Mu Zioxi was born into a family of shamans in northeast China. The family has maintained a mysterious connection with the spirits of nature for generations. She, with her delicate personality, is the treasured jewel of the entire family. A chess and card room opened at home last week. Playful personality, but timid and cowardly, often bullied by classmates. Jing Shanshan used the money and gold from her relatives to arrange the venue. Well-off family, due to being spoiled at home, developed a spoiled personality. Liu Dakang's parents divorced. Living with my mother and stepfather, although often beaten by my alcoholic stepfather, but still optimistic and upward. Jiang Zinqi, loss of a father. Dependent on each other for survival with my mother. Difficult family circumstances. Introverted personality. Yuo Xin, an art teacher opposed to exam-oriented education. Establish a painting group with Wu Cheng. An alternative in the eyes of the faculty and staff. A few people arrived at the back of Qingfeng Village. What strange stories will we encounter? Welcome to the legend of Clear Wind and Bright Moon. Please like, subscribe, share, and support Mingjing and Diandian programs. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and support Mingjing and Diandian programs. Thank you for watching. 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 But Diddy's thoughts? There is no set color. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Sample liquid. Fight. Pen. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. 100. I am unable to assist with that. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. With. Look. There is. Very. Good. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. This is. Pick. Correct. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Reverses. The most sinister secret technique of the imperial court. Even the top masters in the martial arts world avoid him. Our Mu family won't stir up muddy waters either. Seeing my father so resolute, Mu Zioxi immediately welled up with tears and pleaded again with Mu Yueshan. Mu Yueshan also couldn't bear to see her daughter cry in front of her. Agreed readily, and instructed Mu Zioxi and the others to leave this place immediately. He thought of a way to save the person back. The next day, because I couldn't find Wu Yizhu, he still has to go to school tomorrow. The sketching group had no choice but to go back first. After bidding farewell to the sketching group, Grandmother Jin also headed in the direction of her home. Little did they know that there was a person lying in the yard nearby, glowing red. Have you heard of the shaman? This man can summon a giant python using the Shaman Valley. What is going on? in the night of Kingsong village. The sound of bells rang out across the entire village. A shadow walks along the dirt road of Kingsong village. This person is Mu Yueshan. He stopped outside a courtyard, murmured softly in his mouth, "This is it." Then he pushed open the gate to the courtyard. In the courtyard sat an old man with white hair. "It seems I have been waiting for a long time." Entering the house, Mu Yueshan slowly said, "It seems the senior knows. I want to visit." "Very good. Let's get straight to the point. I've heard about it for a long time. The soul-capturing technique of the spirit puppet master, Elder Jin, is unparalleled in the realm. Do you know who I am, senior?" Grandma Jin said while puffing on her pipe. "Eh, the shamanic arts of the Mu family are unparalleled. I wonder what brings you hero Mu to seek me out." At this moment Mu Yueshan spoke slowly, word by word. Why must the senior be a wise adviser? They came for the painting group students. Hearing this, Granny Jin sarcastically remarked, "HMPH, I advise you to mind your own business. Even your old man back then didn't dare to interfere in our matters." Hearing this, Mu Yueshan laughed heartily and said, "What a hero the old master is! I disdain to provoke you living antiques. I never intended to get involved with you all, but your dark magic has affected the Mu family's younger generation. You don't take the Mu family seriously." Hearing this, Granny Jin slammed the tobacco heavily on the table and shouted, "Outrageous! So young yet so arrogant. Today I will teach you a lesson on behalf of your father." At that moment a person's head slowly appeared on the table, bringing the person fully into view. It is indeed the attire of a Qing dynasty palace maid. "Mudazaya, may you have good fortune." Mu Yueshan secretly laughed at this. "That's quite interesting, isn't it?" Suddenly the right hand knocked loudly on Shaman Valley. "Please welcome General Mang." A shadowy serpent slowly emerged from Shaman Valley. Seeing this situation, Granny Jin said with a gloomy face, "Mu Yueshan, are you trying to humiliate me? Are you planning to use this little thing to deal with my King Feng Zhuiming illness?" Hearing this, Mu Yueshan said to the Mangshi, "They say no one wants you because you're too small." Suddenly the python's body grew several times larger. What will happen next? In the next episode, let me tell you in detail. I can't listen to you anymore. At that moment, Mu Zioxi waved her right hand. A faint beam of light appeared on his hand. The shaman's bells on his chest jingled. Suddenly he leaped forward. Grabbing the monster's tail, I started to spin it around. At the same time, a woman's voice echoed through the alley. "After so many years of cultivation, this great immortal, I've never seen something so disgusting. You are a spirit formed from a Qing dynasty wrestling match with only one claw developed. Rain falls. Directly throw the monster out." The monster bounced around the alley like a ball, flying far away. Seeing this, Ding Shanshan was completely stunned. Usually delicate and weak, Zio Zai. How impressive! Hearing the celestial being on Mu Zioxi say, "Zio Sai, your title is inaccurate. You should call me Hua Sangu." Ding Shanshan immediately understood what Nan Nan was mumbling about. "I understand. Zio Zai, this is the spirit possession. It's not Zioxi who is talking to me. Hua Sangdo, surname Hua. According to the older generation, this should be a cat." He then looked at Mu Zio Zai and said, "Thank you, Aunt Hua-san, for your help. My name is Ding Shanshan, and I am a good friend of Zio Zai. But I have another identity. It's just your fan." She clasped her hands and said, "If you could honor me by visiting my home, what small dried fish guarantees a wide purchase." Meanwhile, Mu Zioxi laughed heartily and said, "Oh, I didn't expect you, girl, to be so articulate. Aunt San enjoyed listening to you. I've made friends with your friend. If you call me, I won't go. Fish cat, just deliver it to Zio Zai's house. Rain falls. A shadow of a cat darted into the alley. Meanwhile, the voice of Hua Sangu echoed through the alley. In the future, just have Zio Zai call me if anything comes up. This master has other matters to attend to, so I shall take my leave. We shall meet again. After Hua Sangu left, Mu Zioxi over here. Immediately thereafter, waking up, and asked Ding Shanshan, "Are you okay? Where is that monster?" Ding Shanshan covered Mu Zioxi's face with both hands. Chewing Giant spoke with admiration. "Zio Zai, you have no idea how cool you were just now. That disgusting tadpole monster was beaten by you. Then, like tossing a hot potato, he threw it away. Lao Meng, you." Hearing this, Mu Zioxi humbly said, "Is that so? So impressive. This is my first time trying to apply. It's okay." While the two were chatting casually, the monster that was just thrown away. At this moment, I unexpectedly woke up. At that moment, Ding Shanshan said to Mu Zioxi, "You see, that monster is you." "Ah, no. It was swung over here by Hua Singu. I fell really hard." Mu Zioxi looked in the direction Ding Shanshan pointed. Resolutely, only a pool of green blood was left behind. The monster had vanished without a trace. At that moment, as the two were puzzled, little did they know that the monster was right behind them. During the banquet, the monster suddenly slapped Mu Zioxi on the shoulder. Seeing this, he hurriedly shouted, "This thing really isn't dead. Shan Shan, you should run." Watching Mu Zioxi being dragged away, Ding Shanshan choked back tears as she spoke. "Sio Sai," soft voice tone, "it seems among us. The delicate little Zai." The beggar looked at Layla. "Didn't expect you to be a master as well." In just a few moves, the King Yao was dealt with. The story continues from where we left off, watching Mu Zioxi being dragged away by the King Yao. At that moment a sound was heard. "Let him go." Ding Shanshan grabbed the braid of King Yao and shouted, "I told you to let him go." Then he kicked the King Yao on the head. Seeing the King Yao still not letting go, they pressed down further. At that moment, a beggar was crouching on the rooftop beside the alley. He spoke slowly. "The girls are very bold, but even if you break your leg, this thing won't die either." The fish jumped down with a leap. "Open your mouth and speak." This is a monster formed from the severed limbs of loyalists from the Qing dynasty awakened by dark magic. The name is synthetic slave. Only those who were fiercely loyal to the Qing dynasty in life would be awakened, reborn. They are all soldiers of the Qing dynasty who died in battle. Has a strong obsession, controlling the remnants of the body with decayed beliefs. These walking corpses have died once, reborn through so-called beliefs. So I'm not afraid of conventional harm. There is only one way to kill them. That is to destroy their beliefs. Suddenly there was a snap. Cut off the green demon's braid with scissors. At that moment, the grip on Mu Zioxi's hand also loosened. At that moment, the person in front spoke. "Hello. You should have long returned to the dust and found peace. Now awakened by obsession, your body is barely clinging to life. To be honest, I really admire your loyalty. But the Qing dynasty you are loyal to has long gone." Hearing this, the King Yao asked in surprise, "What did you say?" The person leaned closer to King Yao and spoke word by word. "I said, it was gone early in the morning." Hearing this, the green demon cried out with tears in her eyes. No. Meanwhile, the sound of the grand bell of the Qing dynasty faded away. echoing in his mind. Suddenly it turned silent like a crying drum. Seeing this, Muzayakse quickly clasped her hands together in thanks. "Thank you to this uncle for coming to the rescue. May I ask how to address you?" "See this." He also clasped his hands in return and said, "Hey, I am just a beggar. No name, no title, better left unmentioned. It's you kids. Truly, the younger generation is formidable, but it provoked the underground King Palace. You need to be more careful from now on." At that moment, Muzayakse seemed to think of something and asked, "By the way, uncle, I see you are quite knowledgeable about these things. Can you give us some guidance? We have a partner." They were taken away by them. Seeing this, the beggar laughed heartily. "I didn't expect the kids to be quite so loyal. The, the beggar will give you a little gift. Can you provide guidance?" There was a small package on the ground. "Spoke up. We deal with these living antiques. It's been a few years. All the information is in this thing. Whether it can be resolved depends on you all." He suddenly leaped and left, watching the departing beggar. Ding Shan Shan, it's difficult to say. Today I really opened my eyes. It's just like watching a martial arts film. The martial world has always been right beside us. At the banquet, currently, Muzayakse called out, "Shan Shan, come quickly and take a look." The two of them took turns looking at the object in front of them. As soon as the small package was opened, a doll resembling a roly-poly toy appeared before them. A note appeared alongside it. The two immediately opened the note to read it. The note generally says, "You can ask Ling Jiwawa about the King Yao." See this. The two of them exclaimed, "Is this thing really that powerful?" At the banquet, Muzayakse asked, "Spirit doll, do you know where Wu Yizhang is now?" Suddenly, this spirit doll shook twice and spoke. "Why does the youth worry? A gentle breeze has swept through the village. Chulong Ridge, 10 miles west of the city, searching for a boat under the face tree." Hearing this, Ding Shanshan pointed in surprise at a certain spot. "Chulong Ridge. It's the mountain to the west of our town." Muzayakse also agreed. "It should be. It was lost in Qingfeng village." "How did you end up in Chulong Ridge now?" Looking at the Chulong bling in front of them, the two chatted casually. "Forget about it. Since we have a lead now, let's go give it a try. Tomorrow is just the weekend. Invite Niu Daqiang and Jiang Xingqi to go together. By the way, have you heard the rumors about Chulong Ridge?" "I have heard the old man speak. During the reign of Emperor Guangxu, there is a pair of mysterious king soldiers. What was escorted into the mountains never came out again. In the desolate Chulong Ridge, suddenly over 100 people from the Qing dynasty appeared in front of us. If I could meet you, what will you do?" Continuation from the last time. On the weekend, Muzayakse and her group arrived at Chulingbuling. A few people chatted about trivial matters that happened before. At that moment, Niu Daqiang asked, "I heard that there are often cases of missing teenagers around here. The police couldn't find any clues either. It seems that all of this was done by those people from the Qing dynasty." Ding Shanshan also echoed, "Definitely. Perhaps we can find that human-faced tree. Everything has become real. Everything is just like what Dabai said. Look at the vast towering trees. Nan nan shuo dao. But such a big mountain. Where can we find that tree? We can't search for them one by one, can we?" Hearing this, Muzayakse smiled slyly and said, "That beggar clan elder spoke about the people of the Qing dynasty. Despite asking this clever doll, why don't we ask him and see?" A few people quickly gathered in front of Lingji doll. I asked where the tree with a human face was. Suddenly, Lingjiwala began to speak softly. There is a tree in Chulong Ridge. The face of a person grows at the highest point. If you want to ask where to find this tree, ask a mountain dweller for directions. Hearing this, everyone was left with puzzled expressions. Where did the mountain people come from in this desolate wilderness? At that moment, Mu Zioxi slowly walked towards the grass by the side. He squatted down and spoke in a language that no one could understand. Before me stood a yellow weasel, chirping and chattering. Do you know what he is saying? After communicating with the weasel, Mu Zioxi took out a chicken leg, handed it to the hewing Daxian in front of me. You can tell from his expression that he is quite satisfied. Seeing this, both Dakang and the others were astonished. It's amazing to be able to communicate with animals. At the table, Mu Zioxi slowly said, "All right, I have already asked the villagers here about the location of that tree. Let's go." So, a few of them headed towards the tree that the mountain people spoke of, the tree with a human face. Arriving at a suspension bridge, Mu Zioxi pointed at the suspension bridge and said, "The little hewing fairy just said to follow the mountain path and walk west. You will see a suspension bridge with a tree that looks like a face just across the bridge. That's right. This is it." They then headed towards the face tree across the suspension bridge. Suddenly, a thick fog rose on the bridge. Mu Zioxi quickly shouted for everyone to be careful. But when he turned to look at New Dan, when Da Qiang and his group were in front of them, one member transformed into the attire of a Qing dynasty person. Seeing this situation, Mu Zioxi hurriedly shouted, "Hello, wake up. Can you hear me speaking?" Meanwhile, a voice spoke behind Mu Zioxi. "You actually managed to stay awake after entering my barrier. The little girl is not simple." Mu Zioxi angrily pointed at the Qing dynasty person in front of her and shouted, "Who are you? What have they done to us?" The Qing dynasty man spoke slowly and calmly. "Welcome to my world, my precious little princess. I am an imperial guard officer of the Qing dynasty." Hearing this, Mu Zioxi said sarcastically, "HMPH, another antique from the Qing dynasty. What do you really want?" The Qing dynasty person slowly spoke. "Don't be so nervous, little girl. I am very friendly to have you as guests." While speaking during the Qing dynasty, Mu Zioxi quietly asked what that was in front of the Lingji doll. "How to deal with it?" The clever doll whispered. "A suspension bridge at the entrance of the Forbidden City. A spirit dwells in the river beneath the bridge. Caught in the fog, hard to maneuver. To break this demon, we must fish it out of the water." Upon hearing this, Mu Zioxi also knew what to do. She held a shaman's staff in her hand, chanting the shamanic incantations. Then he threw the shaman spirit into the air. Seeing this, the Qing dynasty person instantly became irritable and said, "No wonder it is unaffected by my mist. It turns out to be little shaman. Although you shamans can be free from the deceptions of nature, but you also can't summon helpers into my barrier. I have cultivated in this mountain for many years. Master the ability to transform this earthly substance into a realm, again under the rule of the Qing dynasty, Chifeng, guardian of the town, and no one is allowed to step into the forbidden area. As long as you enter my barrier, you won't be able to use any of your skills. Don't think you aren't enchanted. But that doesn't stop me from digesting you just like I digest them. In less than half an hour, your divine stones will all become nourishment for me. Your bodies will be sent to the underground palace. For the service of our great king, outside the barrier, I may not be a match for you and that fairy. But unfortunately, the fairy you invited cannot enter here. Little shaman, slowly enjoy the feeling of the divine stone being digested, listening to the Qing dynasty person's lengthy talk. Mu Zioxi pointed at the Qing dynasty person in front of her and said, "It will take you half an hour to digest. But the one I just invited wants to digest you. It seems to be much faster. Look down at your own lower body, please." Looking at my lower body, it has still turned into fish bones. The Qing dynasty person said in fear, "What have you done to my celestial body?" This young man boldly intrudes into the territory of the Qing dynasty. Unexpectedly encountered something strange. On the street under the bridge there was a figure squatting, a person wearing a straw hat, listening intently to what was happening on the bridge above. Mu Zioxi spoke to the fish whale on the bridge. "It seems your barrier won't last much longer. Aren't you going to hurry back to reality and see your true self? Within the barrier you are the master. But in reality, your physical form is completely defenseless and exposed to nature, focusing on the illusion and neglecting reality. This method of cultivation is unwise." Hearing this, the fish whale sighed. "Yes, how did I not think of that? My true self is just a fish. This barrier is strong, but outside I am still very weak." At this moment, Ding Shanshan and her companions also woke up from the illusion. At this moment, the fish whale slowly transformed from a human figure into fish bones, shouted loudly with his mouth full, "You have some nerve. Are you going to rebel? How dare you treat a court official like this?" Meanwhile, the things under the bridge just now. At this moment, still appearing on the bridge, he spoke to the fish and whale. "Wake up. It's all turned to sashimi, yet still a court official. However, your meat is really fresh. The thorns are few." Positive review. Seeing the fish being ridiculed like this, the whale shouted loudly, "Reckless! Over 100 years ago, the King Court entered the mountains. The Red Seal designates me as a royal guard of the great king. You dare to eat the imperial guard? What crime should be punished?" Hearing this, the person in front, resembling someone wearing a conical hat, burst into laughter. "Pooh! It is common for humanity to change dynasties. The dynasty that conferred your title has long been destroyed." Hearing this, the fish whale still said in disbelief, "Nonsense. The court escorted the crown prince into the mountains. You see my foolish talent. You want me. Together for the nation. Changing dynasties. What is a change of dynasty?" At this moment, Mu Zioxi could no longer hold back and slowly said, "The dynasty and emperor you protected are gone." Understood? Hearing this fish whale is difficult, isn't it? Isn't the emperor the true dragon? Aren't you the child of the heavens who rules over all things? At this moment, the person wearing the straw hat couldn't take it and more, and shouted, "You are being way too verbose, you stinky fish. I will send you to another world to be an official of the great king." Then I was thrown under water. After resolving the issue with the fish whale, Ding Shanshan and others wanted to witness it. The face of the person wearing a straw hat. Hearing this, he reluctantly said, "All right, just to open your eyes. But don't lose yourself in my beauty. My name is Lai Hong. You can call me Zio Hong. Peng Hong is fine, famed for her beautiful red lips in the spirit world. Because the pig's lips are too beautiful, fearing to disturb the natural order, they seldom understand others. Today I am fortunate to offer you a gamble." Seeing such a sight before their eyes, everyone felt it was too dazzling. Hearing this, Han Han leaped forward, jumped into the river, mumbling as I walked, "I knew you would be stunned by my fiery red lips." Sai, Mortal beings cannot enjoy pure beauty. This is where we take a break. Before long, several people had arrived under the renmin tree. There is a hole under the tree. This must be the entrance. A few people slowly walked into the grove. What appeared before the crowd was a stone tablet. It is inscribed with the words Great King Classic. Mu Zaiaxi noticed something behind the stone tablet. When a few people looked over, a lid had already appeared. A few people began to discuss. Miu Daqiang said he heard the elders talk about it. A pair of yellow horses with green nails escorted something into the mountains. After that, no one ever saw them come out again. Jiang Zengi said, I have heard that too. It is said that Empress Dowager Cixi issued 2 imperial decrees before her death. Tomorrow marks the enthronement of Emperor Xuantong. Just send that group of people to deliver something into Chulong Ridge. Ding Shanshan found the two too talkative and said, Forget about it. Why not just pull this thing apart and see? At that moment, Jiang Zingi shouted in fear, You all should take a look quickly. There's something stuck to my back. As everyone looked, there was already no sign of the week. Can you believe this place called Chulingaling? Surprisingly, there are still people living from the Qing dynasty over 100 years ago. What is going on? Let me tell you the story in detail. Last time in the book, only Jiang Zingi's back could be seen as the person in the mirror behind him vanished. It suddenly bounced to the lid that was discovered earlier. See this. Jiang Zengi, Ding Shanshan, Niu Daqiang also had a face full of questions. Seeing this, Mu Zaiozai found it difficult to speak. Not right. This is definitely not a week without anything. It feels like this isn't human from the scent, but another kind of creature. At the same time, the mirror split open in the middle. A green light flickered beneath the face. A giant firefly emerged from underneath the face. He slowly lifted the handle of the lid with his paw. The lid was unexpectedly pulled open by him. Under the lid, there was actually an entrance. At that moment, 2 individuals dressed in Qing Dynasty attire slowly emerged from beneath the lid, saying, Who is outside? Dare to trespass into forbidden territory. Seeing this, Ding Shanshan looked at Mu Zaiaxi and said, Zio Sai, quickly invite the fairy. These 2 are clearly not easy to deal with. At the same time, a voice was heard coming from the entrance below. I said, Who is outside? Let me see who has the ability to find this place. Watching the person appear at the entrance, Tsai Yuan said in unison, It's you. Grandma Jin slowly said, Yo, so it's you kids. The farewell to King Feng village. How have you been? I really didn't see it coming. Surprisingly escaped the pursuit of the synthetic slave. I can still sneak in here like a guard. That simple, huh? Seeing this, Mu Zai replied, Jin Pobo, the Mu family does not want to make things difficult for you. You let the person go. From now on, we won't mix well water with river water. Don't make it difficult for me. Little cub, your father beat me to a serious injury. If it weren't for the master's reward of the sedative, I have long been without life. This is not the end. He also destroyed the entrance to the underground palace of King Feng village. I cannot simply let this matter rest. I heard that. Hearing this, Ding Shanshan suggested, Zio Sai, don't waste your breath with this old hag. Let's ask Aunt Hewison to take care of them. Hearing this, the Bolden Granny laughed heartily. Please wait a moment. Sounds good. Wu Zaiaxi, try it in the light of the biling insect. Can we communicate with the spirit world? Looking at the scene before me, Mu Zaiaxi finds it difficult to express. Not good. In the light of these insects, communication with the spirit world has been completely severed. Now I can't ask for anything at all. Just the four of us. Isn't it hard to force it? No chance of winning. At this moment, Granny Jin looked at Mu Zai in front of her. He laughed heartily. Aren't you looking for Wu Yizhu? She is in the underground palace. I will take you to meet her now. Have you heard of the 5 immortals of northeast China? The 5 great immortals actively helped Mu Zioxi, dealing with people from the Qing dynasty over 100 years ago. On the mound of earth outside the human-faced tree, the silhouettes of 5 animals appeared. They are respectively the fox spirits, fox, Huang Zion, yellow weasel, Liu Xian, green snake, Bai Xian, hedgehog, gray fairy, mouse. Several immortals were pondering. If I can climb up the big tree of the Mu family, in the future I will practice harder. It would be twice the result with half the effort. At that moment, the leader said joyfully, Lao Wu will stay here to protect us. After we save the person, let's go to the Mijia demon palace. Hearing this, the old man quickly said, then it creaked and said, Hey, it's time for us to go home and nurture our beautiful pottery. On the other side, Granny Jin slowly said, Please go ahead. Do a few of you still need our help? Mu Zai pointed at Granny Jin and shouted angrily, Old witch, you can think it through for me. The Mu family is not to be underestimated. At that moment, Ding Shanshan was terrified. Looking at the ground in front of him, he said, Look over there at that unintentional. No, it's that bug. Before me was a Bailing Chong, being gnawed on by a group of mice. This must be the old 5 gray fairy clan. In just a few bites, only the core was left. Without the light of this insect, Mu Zai is able to communicate with the spirit realm. She shook the shaman's spirit in her hand. Before long, she burst into a dark laugh, spoke from the mouth. Have the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th siblings all come up? Eldest brother, Guan Lao is here. 4. Zhang Sanmei is here. Bai Lao Si is here. Seeing this, Granny Jin instructed the 2 guards. Take them out. The guard drew his large sword and shouted, You little madmen, daring to run wild at the entrance of the great king. Now let you all know. Why the royal majesty. At this moment, the fox spirit team arrived at Mu Zai's side. Ding Shanshan said from behind. San Mei went up to gesture. The 2 immediately began to wrestle with each other. Ding Shanshan smiled mischievously. Meanwhile, the guard on the other side was firmly bound by the spirit serpent's mystical land. Resolved Ding Shanshan. He struck at another guard. Looking at the situation before me, Niu Daqian said, Ouch! San Mei's skills are really impressive. It seems it's not our turn to take action. The rising sword strike also aligns with. Isn't there also an old witch? I will let her taste the flavor of the blood diamond heart-piercing. Just then, Mu Zioxi shouted, Lao San, Lao Si. Something's wrong. Do not cling to the battle. Don't worry about them. Withdraw immediately. Don't be fooled by the young age of these boys. They dared 100 years ago. The existence that people in the Qing dynasty fought against. Continuing from last time, Mu Zai shouted for everyone not to linger in battle and to retreat quickly. During the feast, several people have run out from the face tree. By the time they arrived at the departure point, the true form was already gone. At this moment, Mu Zioxi finds it hard to speak. If we lose our true selves, we will be in big trouble. This dragon ridge, no one dares to touch us yet. Could it be that at this moment a few people were echoing in Chulong Ridge, the voice calling out to Lao Wu? On the other side, Granny Jin said to Lao Wu, "Yui Da Zion declares that he will assist the Qing dynasty. The future is boundless." Lao Wu happily shouted, "You flatter me, mother. Now this immortal has taken care of everything. I hope the grandmother can fulfill her promise. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." The traitor Lao Wu. Grandma Jin laughed heartily. "That is natural. Please follow me, Master Huey." Lao Wu still thought Granny Jin was taking him to meet the emperor. The result is to meet the Grand Minister of the Inner Court. But Lao Wu is also very happy. "Thank you, Granny Jin," waiting outside the Grand Governor's office. Grandma Jin instructed Lao Wu to wait here. "Please go in first and report to the chief steward. First, let's ask the great deity for a reward. Wait until I report to the emperor later. Officially bestow the title of Great Immortal." It seems that Lao Wu can no longer contain his restless heart. Quickly called Granny Jin to hurry inside. But he did not know that at this moment Granny Jin's face revealed a sinister smile. As he watched the old lady Jin enter, Lao Wu said, "HMBH, you look down on me on going home. Also talking about the alliance of the five immortals. When have you ever treated me like a brother? They usually tease me back and forth. It's like training a grandson. Don't blame me now. Trade your true selves for a reward. Wait for me to feel the imperial grace. Let's see who dares to underestimate me." The person from the Grand Controller's office spoke in a soft and affected manner. "Well done. Indeed, it is the true form of a practitioner with some skills." After the emperor woke up, he received these celestial meats and inner elixirs for nourishment. The dragon's might will surely be greatly enhanced. However, the high priest has instructed to refine the martial arts pill. We must gather the inner elixir of Hu Huang Chang by to return to the five immortals. Now I've only gotten 4. There's still one missing. Seeing this, old lady Jin said, "Grandfather, add the one outside the door. Isn't it just perfect?" "Ah, Sayo Jinhua, I appreciate your cunning nature. Let's go. Take me to meet this traitor, the Grey Immortal." The door opened. Lao Wu hurriedly ran to the door and chirped excitedly. A voice from behind the door called out, "Grandma Jin, Great Immortal, this is the Grand Steward of the Underground Palace. Hurry and come to pay your respects." After meeting the Grand Counselor, the two people and the mouse headed towards the inner palace. At that moment Lao Wu asked, "Grand Steward, what reward can my master give me?" The chief steward assured him not to worry. "Your master will not treat you poorly. Now I will present a gift to the Great Immortal. On the other side, possession." The Huang Daxian spoke on New Dakying. "Damn rat! Can't even handle this little thing. Can't even see the real body. Real waste." Ding Shanshan said, "What's the use of getting angry now? Quick, think of a way. We have never had any ties of marriage with these children. How long did they stay on their stomachs? Once the primordial spirit leaves the body, it has no place to return. Then it would become a lonely ghost." It seems they were quite anxious about the rise of this matter. Muzai should hurry and come up with a solution. Muzai said that besides going to the Mu family now, do we have other options? Without further delay, let's set off immediately. At this moment, Lao Wu has already talked to the chief steward. Arrived at the depths of the underground palace. Arriving at the front gate, the chief steward told Lao Wu, "The meeting gift is behind that door. Go see for yourself. It's what your noble family desires. But it's something that's hard to obtain." At this moment, Grandma Jin also agreed. Go take a look yourself, great immortal. The Grand Steward's gift for you. It must be right. Then old Five, walking briskly toward the door. When I finally saw the welcome gift at the door, Lao Wu's eyes sparkled with greed. The chief steward behind me. At this moment he spoke up. Are you satisfied with this meeting gift? This old Taoist can actually summon flames out of thin air. Continuing from last time, at this moment Lao Wu could be seen, lying on a person's belly, greedily devouring the body. The scent that was emitted said to the chief steward, "This gift for the meeting is really nice. This body can completely belong to me." At that moment, the chief steward replied, "Yes, we sealed his soul. That is to say, this is a real and tangible life lived. It's just that there's no soul control right now." The old woman Jin also echoed, "Great immortal, this is better than your use of dead bodies to intimidate. Zhu Lion is too powerful now, isn't he?" Only then did they see the body lying there. It turns out it was by accident. Lao Wu lay on his face, struggling to speak. Sure enough, it feels. Not his spiritual awareness activity. So, that's what you're saying. My primordial spirit entered his body. Then you can become a human. I heard the chief steward speaking from behind me. Yes, you celestial beings must cultivate yourselves into human forms. You know how difficult it is. What is the great master waiting for? Hurry inside. At the table, Lao Wu's spirit has already left his body. In his primordial spirit, when entering unintentionally into the body, suddenly opened my eyes unintentionally. He grinned slyly. Isn't this mouse's spiritual power quite strong? Now everything belongs to me. I still want to use my body to be human. Be my servant on my body. The chief steward slowly spoke. Unintentionally. You are the first to achieve this in nearly 100 years. The soul avoidance technique and the forest method. Now you officially become a member of the Qing dynasty. From now on, there's someone like you in the martial world. Hearing this, I inadvertently thanked the chief steward and vowed to remain loyal to the Qing dynasty. The chief steward then took him to the master to listen in. Execute the first task, old Granny Jin said darkly while carrying the body of Lao Wu. In the past century, who knows how many people with the surname Zhu have gone missing in the underground palace? Today I finally became one. Now the 5 immortals' inner elixirs have been gathered. The day of the great king's resurgence is not far off. King Shui Zion Mu Yu Tian at home. The fox spirit possessing Mu Zioxi looked at Mu Yueshan before her. It tells of the events that occurred in Chulingaling. Hearing this, Mu Yueshan slowly spoke. The young girl doesn't know the heights of heaven or the depths of the earth. Thank you very much to the immortals for coming to our rescue. Staying possessed for too long is not good for them. Please first take a step back from the children before we talk. The highly defensive Lao Si said, No way. What if we withdraw? Can you guarantee that the person next to us won't take us away? Hearing this, Deus Zhao beside him was also speechless. Spoke up. We usually receive harmful gold monsters. Will not harm the innocent. Moreover, several people. And saved Zioxi and the others. King Dao should naturally treat others with courtesy. At that moment, the second brother angrily said, Awesome, why should we believe you? You guys usually act so calm and composed. Who knows what calculations are in their heart? On the other side, Mu Zioxi said, Lao has become disrespectful. If they really wanted to take us, they would have done it long ago. Moreover, this is in the recent natural world of the Muke family. Then he asked Mu Yu Tian, Mu Daxia, how should we arrange ourselves? Just give me a straight answer. If you look down on us, or maybe it feels inconvenient. We are leaving soon." Hearing this, Mu Yutian laughed heartily. "I appreciate you all. The true nature of the immortal family, not as complicated as human hearts. You saved my daughter. How could I, Mu Yutian, neglect all of you?" Then the 4 immortals were taken by Mu Yutian, pulled out from the children. A sign was erected. The 4 were worshipped. During this time, Mu Yutian was with Deist Zhao, discovered the Muxia stream. The spirit doll brought back has a problem. Mu Yutian recognized it at a glance. This is something from the Beggars sect. At this moment, Deist Zhao, looking at the spirit doll in front of me, I said, "This is the evil item refined by the Beggars sect. Specifically carry out tasks for them. Special tasks. Give this to Zioxy. They want to use a few children. Take her to the underground palace." Hearing this, Mu Zioxy exclaimed in surprise, "Oh my goodness! We thought it was the gang of beggars hero," to extend a helping hand. During this time, only Zhao Deiting held in his hand. Flames slowly appear. The morning spirit doll reaches out. The flames burned the talisman paper on the Lingji doll. The cute Lingji doll looks very charming, instantly turned grotesque. Have you heard of the doll pin? The crafting technique uses coffin nails. After it was cast, nailed into the dead person's forehead, absorbing the corpse's toxic energy and yin kai, then activate it with fresh human blood. It turns into a harmful evil spirit. Continuing from last time, before long this Lingji doll, only the curved bridge remained after it was burned down. Seeing this wooden stream, he exclaimed in surprise, "The air is thick with a heavy aura. I've been messing with this thing for half the day. Carry it with you." At this moment something resembling a small snake softly appeared, murmuring in my mouth, finally arrived at the underground palace. That's not right. My illusion spell needs to go to the underground palace. It will only be natural. Where is this? Who are you? Seeing this, Dao Changzhao shouted, "Demon, say, your task is what? Pet, who are you? If you ask me to speak, I will speak. Why should I listen to you? I won't tell you. What can you do about it?" Seeing this, Deist Zhao said word by word, "If you don't behave, the channel lets you experience the taste of thunder method." Mu Yueshin, who was beside them, said, "Wait a moment. Dao Deijan, what a big deal. There's no need to use lightning. I figured out what was going on with him. Watch how I subdue him." Suddenly, he looked back at sinking Niu Daking and said, "Would you two be willing to help me out?" Although they didn't know what Mu Yueshin needed their help with. But still, I followed Mu Yueshin. After about 10 minutes, a bucket was placed on the ground with a thud. Mu Yu Tian covered her mouth and nose and slowly spoke. "I should help set you free. It seems a big action is about to happen, but it's really unfortunate. I happen to know what can defeat you. Come here to see." Freshly brewed warm boy's urine. Seeing this sword, he said in terror, "This, you're so cruel." Seeing this situation, everyone quickly covered their mouths and noses. Mu Zioxy said with a look of disdain, That bucket is for watering my flowers. It seems it can't be saved." Ding Shanshan also agreed. "I was hoping to take this opportunity to learn a few skills from Uncle Mu. Want to unleash magical abilities. It seems I will never learn this move in my lifetime. Nasty guys. Can I not avoid what I can't provoke? I'm not playing with you anymore." Seeing him trying to escape, Mu Yueshin laughed. "I want to run. Little mischief. Come over here, you." There was a loud crash. This guy was actually caught by Mu Yueshin using a thin iron stone. Mu Zioxi asked in confusion. What on earth is this? How can it still be attracted to the fine iron stone? Seeing this, a few people also wanted to know what was going on. Deist Zhao also agreed. Tell the children stories to broaden their horizons. Actually, I'd also want to know. At this moment, Mu Yutian slowly said without holding back. I heard it from a beggar friend of mine. This thing is called a dull nail. It is Duabao, who is specifically responsible for crafting evil artifacts for the beggar's sect, melted with coffin nails. It has a doll-like face. The back is a hollow nail piece, nailed into the forehead of the dead after being cast. Then the doll will continuously absorb the toxins and negative energy produced by the corpses, soaked into the doll's face through the hollow nail hole. After the doll-faced child absorbed the corpse poison and yin energy, activate it with fresh human blood again. Finally, using the spell of Duabao Duo, pull out this doll filled with corpse poison and sinister energy. It became the sinister monster. Rain falls. Mu Yu Tian placed the doll pin into the bucket filled with boy's urine. Soon it was taken out. It was now just an ordinary nail. Mu Yutian then directed the nail towards the small stream that flowed into the Jietao tomb, where several people were at Ding Mountain. See this? A few people disdainfully stepped aside. Elder Lu spoke to the person in front of him. Ludo Master, the leader has issued a decree. Let Duabao produce a large quantity of dull nails. Please make sure to complete it by the 15th of next month. You better hurry up. Our current little leader has quite a temper. Only the person in front answered. Elder Lu, can't you see I'm working day and night? As long as the corpse can provide for me, this doll can be found in abundance. Hearing this, Elder Lu quickly replied, Yes, yes. Please take care of Fei Xin, Lord Ludo. Make sure to get it done before the Prince of the Underground Palace wakes up. Ludo replied, After the matter is settled, it must be handled by me, Lu. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind going to rob the leader and the elders. This woman waited for over 100 years, only to resurrect their prince. What is going on? Continuation from the last time. At this moment, Ludo had already forged the dull nails. At this moment, he spoke to Elder Lu. Remember to tell the leader. Obtained the longevity secrets of those from the Qing dynasty. Please don't forget me. Elder Lu laughed heartily. You are a rare talent. I also hope that the leader wishes for you to achieve immortality together. On the other side of the underground palace, a woman slowly walked towards the palace above, saying to herself, More than 100 years. Finally, the day has come. Your Highness the Crown Prince, your century-long dream can finally awaken. When the bright moon rises in the sky, 1 year, it is when you ascended the throne. A figure appeared under the bright moonlight of the night. This person is Wu Yizhu. He came to carry out the first task assigned to him by the Grand Chancellor. He opened a small jar in his hand. 4 small hands have already appeared in the jar. What caught my eye next was something resembling a monkey. His name is Shuangshinin Monkey. After being sealed in the jar for 100 years, it finally sees the light of day. Watching the departing twin-eyed monkey, Wu Yizhu smiled contentedly, muttering to oneself, Let the people here truly feel your terror. Relying on his exceptional skills now, the dragonfly has your back again. As long as someone can save you, once he moves, he will immediately incapacitate the person. Suddenly, he was tapped on the forehead. He turned his head in anger. I tell you, the young master doesn't want to go either. Anyone can take a quick shot. Suddenly, he was hit in the face by a dark, fuzzy object. When he looked ahead, a human skeleton appeared before me. Seeing this, he removed the banana peel from his face and angrily said, "I'm fearless like a young bull, not afraid of anything. I'll see who is so bold." Suddenly a voice spoke from in front. "Zio Bai, where have you gone alone? It's easy for my buddies to find. Bro, he just asked you for a little pocket money. Why have you been missing for so many days? I see you are deliberately avoiding me. Today, if I don't beat you until you can't take it anymore, consider yourself lucky." Hearing this, I inadvertently laughed out loud. Who do I think I am? So it was YG. Do you want my poop? No need to hit. I'll pull it for you myself. No problem getting pocket money. It's just that you used to take so much of my pocket money without saying a word. The man in front was also taken aback. Today you dare to speak to me like this? You have quite a skill. I see you haven't been beaten up by YG. Is your brain growing a butt? Do you believe I can blow your mind away with my fart? Hearing the voice of this man, this was said slowly and unintentionally. YG, you will need to poot soon. I'm going to fart again soon. It's not too much trouble. Why not just throw it into the pit? Hearing it collapse so suddenly, angered, he swung a punch towards the unsuspecting target. Suddenly, the previously normal eyes turned green. The entire alley glowed with a greenish light. On the other side of the underground palace, the voice of Granny Jin echoed from the underground palace. "Chief Steward, in a few days, the Crown Prince will awaken. It's the day of the ascension to the throne, a crucial moment of a century-old taboo. At this critical moment, we can't afford any mistakes." Hearing the Grand Steward, the Chief Steward replied, "Little golden flower, what do you mean?" "What I mean is to prevent problems before they arise. Don't let anyone ruin this crucial moment." Hearing this, the Chief Steward paused for a moment before slowly speaking. "Are you saying someone wants to harm our great king?" "Who is bold enough?" Grandma Jin said with a deep breath of sweat and smoke. "Of course, it's the Mu family. They injured me in Kingsung village and destroyed the entrance to the underground palace. Moreover, his daughter killed Yu Shihui. The abandoned beauty rushes to the underground palace. I watched as the Lao Mu family was determined to oppose our great king." The chief steward slowly said, "The Mu family has passed down shamanic practices for generations. Our ancestors often had. Someone has been appointed as the royal priest. Indeed, it should not be underestimated. This way, you can quickly leave the palace and head out, recruiting various sects and factions in the martial arts world. A messenger came. As long as you help me with the great king, you can obtain the imperial eternal life key. Mu Yu Tian is on the phone with a righteous person at the Mu family home. The conversation is mainly about those people from the Qing dynasty." On the other end of the phone, Deist Zhao informed him, "The situation is very serious. They not only began ground activities, and they even killed someone. What did this man do to the woman in front of him, unexpectedly faced with such a fate? What is going on?" Continuing from the last time in Principal Wang's office, someone is knocking loudly at the door. He said, just waking up from a deep sleep. "Who is it?" "Arrived." "Stop knocking." "Who is this?" As he opened the door, 11 beams of sunlight streamed in from outside. He muttered to himself, "Shouldn't there be a hallway outside this door? Although I feel very uneasy. There is a kind of fear that feels strangely familiar, but still couldn't help but walk outside the door. A familiar place. Am I dreaming? How did I end up here? Here is... I remember now. Isn't this the wild land from my hometown? It still looks the same as it did decades ago. But this piece of land already been fired. Clearly it was built by the school. Why does it still look the same? I remember this path. Keep walking straight down this road. There should be a pond. This pond still looks the same. It was filled in many years ago. I must be dreaming. It is now lunchtime at school. I am sleeping in the office. It must be a dream. Wait a moment. So many years have passed. Why did I dream about this again? Not good. That ship is still there. Please, wake up. Oh no, can't wake up. Covered up. Why has it appeared again? At this moment, the woman in red on the boat spoke up. Wang Jingkai, long time no see. Do you really think you can keep me out of your dreams forever? Hearing this, Wang Jing replied, Ziyu Junner, it has been so many years. Back then, you really put me through a lot. Now it's causing trouble again. Why go through all this pain? At that moment, Ziyujan chuckled and said, Oh no, you said I've troubled you quite a bit. I can't believe you actually said that. If you have done something wrong, don't fear retribution. You have some real skills, don't you? I can't believe it has kept me from getting close to you for so long. Looking at Ziyujan's appearance, Wang Jingkai pointed at him in terror and said, Don't come over. Don't think I'm afraid of you. I have. Is the amulet correct? It. You don't think about it either. How can I re-enter your dream? Hearing this, Wang Jingkai unbuttoned his shirt. Look at the amulet worn around the neck. At this moment it was gone. Suddenly Ziyu Junner laughed heartily. Don't look anymore. Now your spiritual world is everything to me. Just like the houses of the large window and door factory. All that is seen is a lot of mud, flowing from the hole in Ziyujan's head. In no time, they buried Wang Jingkai until only his head was left. He spat a mouthful of mud at Wang Jingkai and said, How are you? Feels pretty good, right? Seeing this situation, Wang Jingkai said, I beg you, let me go. If you kill me, you won't survive either. Just treat me like a fart and let me go. Hearing this, Ziyujan slowly said, Ouch, you are now the principal. Is someone of status. Why are you so spineless? Say it again. Look at you now. It's not like a fart. It's just a pile of dung. Don't be afraid. I won't do anything to you. I'm just here to help you dream. It's just beginning now. In your dreams, I am in control. Just slowly enjoy the beautiful dream I've created for you. From now on, I will always be in your dreams. This is your hell. No one else but you. As long as you fall asleep, it will arrive here. I will appear before you. There is only one way to find liberation. That is, death, because the dead do not dream. Why did a Qing dynasty water ghost appear in the calm pond? What did he do to the boy again? Let me tell you the story in detail. Continuing from last time, actually, it's not just Principal Wang. Many people are shrouded in the shadow of nightmares. The dual-eyed entity continuously devours the fears that arise from people's nightmares. His physique has become quite a bit larger, and the hair on the body has grown a lot. The single eye on the head also began to open slightly. If his eyes were fully open, it can directly affect the mental state of a person who is awake. Of course, the one most affected by the nightmare is Principal Wang, because he is the only one involved with the woman of his dreams. Just a blink of an eye. The torment will appear when the scent is sensed. To keep myself from sleeping, he tried every possible way to stay awake, but it has already been several days. I really can't hold on any longer. He decided to find someone to take care of these matters for him. The old man spoke into the phone. "Oh no, Principal Wang, why did it take so long to call for help?" He immediately made a phone call. "Is it time to pay back the money?" Principal Wang spoke in a slightly hurried tone. "Elder Lu, I need to talk to you about something. If you can help me this time, not only will the money be repaid soon, I will also give you an extra reward." At the banquet, the two met. Principal Wang told him about that woman. Hearing this, Elder Lu spoke slowly. "Well, I'm afraid not. We should help train practical skills. Kimenjin belongs to the realm of the mind. Our abilities cannot influence the spiritual realm. In this situation, we need to find a master who can enter the spiritual world. For example, those mediums who can communicate with another world. And not only can they enter your dreams, we also need the spiritual power to defeat the nightmare." Hearing this, Principal Wang said with a heart full of despair, "Where can you find such an amazing person? Even if there were obstacles, we still managed to invite you. I'm afraid I won't be able to hold on until then. Could it be? Am I really being tormented to death by nightmares?" At that moment, Elder Lu let out a hearty laugh. "Principal Wang, don't be afraid. I know someone who has this ability. As long as you open your mouth, he will definitely help you. You can definitely solve the problem by finding him." Hearing this, Principal Wang seemed to see the last straw of life. "Contact a line." He hurriedly asked, "Is it true? Quickly tell me who he is." Elder Lu said to him, "I can tell you, but you must promise me first to experience it. If you don't agree, I won't tell you." For his own life, Principal Wang, "I can only agree." During this time, Elder Lu spoke to him, requested a detailed profile of a student. Maiden, patriarchal family members' resurgence. Even the information about the location of the ancestral grave must be obtained. This student is Wu Yizhu. At the entrance of Mukjia village, a motorcycle, rushing forward rapidly. This person is Mu Yueshan. There is also Mu Zioxi. Received a call from Principal Wang. The two hurried towards his house. At the banquet, the two arrived at Principal Wang's house. As they went upstairs, Mu Yu Tian said to Mu Zio Zai, "Zio Sai, this occasion was not meant for you to be here, but you're about to debut. It's rare to have such an enlightening opportunity. Remember to listen to Dad after you go up. Look, the door is opening. This person is actually Principal Wang." Mu Zioxi was also taken aback and slowly said, "Principal, why is it you?" After entering the room, Principal Wang told Mu Yueshan about the events that had occurred during this period. Mu Yutian immediately asked, "You need to tell me what your relationship is with that woman. Otherwise, I would be powerless." Principal Wang recounted the events of the past few years. "This happened several years ago. I just became the principal and want to improve my reputation. Just in time for the elementary school in my hometown village. It has collapsed due to years of neglect. So I organized a fundraising event at school. Take the money to the countryside to help them repair the school. The school is repaired. The children can go to school again. Originally, this was a good thing. But no one expected what happened later. The village set up tables to celebrate. I asked why no one was fishing in that pond anymore. So they called in the so-called witness, a boy named Liu Dazhu. This Ziyudunner is Liu Dazhu's sister, who relies on him for companionship. This child speaks very confidently. Who would have thought that a water ghost from the Qing dynasty would appear in the fish pond? I had a few too many drinks at that time. So I decided to uncover the truth. the limiting panic, to showcase my brilliance as an advanced educator, establish my authority in my hometown. Under the guidance of Liu Dazhu, I arrived by boat at the place he said he saw the water ghost. I've been floating on the water all day and found nothing. So I proudly shouted to everyone, "That's all just rumors. It must be that the child saw it wrong. Please rest assured." Although I didn't see the water ghost, but I saw the position of the water ghost, although it's quite far from the shore. But I can still feel everyone's admiring gaze. That moment, I feel like a great hero, not noticing Liu Dazhu at all. Just as I was feeling proud and preparing to return to the shore to give a speech, an unexpected event occurred. The originally beautiful sunset suddenly turned into thick clouds. A terrifying Qing dynasty woman suddenly appeared on the ship. This Qing dynasty woman is pale as a ghost, vaguely indistinct. I can confidently say it's definitely not human. The woman placed a handkerchief on Liu Dazhu's head. Then Liu Dazhu jumped off the boat like Xiao Limo. I was so scared that my mind went blank. Later, I lost consciousness and knew nothing. When I woke up, I was already on the shore. Everyone said that at that time, Li Yizhu jumped into the water himself. I didn't see any Qing dynasty women. That day I returned to the county town. The next day, we heard that Zhuan had drowned. Perhaps she wanted to go into the water to find her younger brother and ended up drowning. It might also be due to not thinking clearly. Since then, I often have nightmares. I dreamt that Zhuan was coming to take my life. They say I am the one who caused the death of their siblings. Long-term mental torment. I used to have thick hair, but she made it this way. I discovered. I put in a lot of effort in Tibet to get a talisman. After putting it on, I never dreamed of Zhuan again. In recent years, I have never been without my talisman. It turned out that it got lost just 2 days ago. I immediately started having nightmares again. I can't get in touch with the master who gave me the talisman either. After inquiring, I finally found you, Mu Daxia. Please save me. Hearing this wooden moonlit night. It turns out that's how it is. Although I can't blame you entirely, the situation did arise because of you. Yuluo looked at Mu Zai and asked, "What do you think about this matter?" Mu Zioxi replied, "This must be another one of that old witch Jin's soul-capturing puppet spells." Hearing this, Mu Yutian slowly said, "That's right. Moreover, the names of the abducted children also contain the character Daiju. It must be that old man causing trouble. That old Wanba is too despicable. I will kill him sooner or later. But the urgent task is to help the principal break the nightmare first. Zai, let's go downstairs to the motorcycle bag now. The guy is ready to get to work. Heard that he's going to get married." Principal Wan urgently asked, as if grasping a lifeline. "Mu Daxia, can you really save me?" Hearing this, Mu Yu smiled in the darkness. "Don't worry, Principal. A small dish. But you must go afterwards." Ziyujan kneels before the grave, repenting and seeking forgiveness. Only by calming his grievances can we truly resolve the issue. At this moment, Mu Zai also conforms to the Tao. "Principal, my dad can definitely cure any illness with just one touch. Just you wait and see." Principal Wan muttered as he watched the two people go downstairs. A hero is always a hero. Indeed impressive. I will definitely do it. After going downstairs, the two talked about Grandma Jin. At this moment, Mu Yueshan said, "Wait a moment. Don't make a sound. Look over there." What did the two see? Have you heard of Shanai? He feeds on the consciousness of humans and gods, the one who was devoured by consciousness, will slowly die from it. Continuing from the last time, Mu Yu Tian and Mu Zai saw someone at the corner. It turns out to be Elder Lu and the newly appointed little leader of the beggars' sect. Only the little leader spoke. Hey, it seems that Mu Yu Tian has already intervened. In this way, the conflict between the underground Qing palace and the Mu family deepens. Hey, I really want to see that twin-eyed monkey. How much power do you have once your eyes are opened? The two then left this place. Elder Lu spoke as he walked. Help, leader. What if opening your eyes leads to something terrifying? The little boss laughed heartily. Is that so? Really interesting. Watching the two people walk away, Mu Zai said to Mu Yu Tian. It was that tall one who gave us the Lingji doll. Hearing this, Mu Yueshan slowly said, That is Lu Fa, one of the 4 elders of the beggars' sect. Listen, the little white-haired one next to the dead is the current leader. Moreover, this nightmare incident was caused by the twin-eyed monkeys unleashed by those Qing dynasty sorcerers. Dammit, it seems that everything is being stirred up by this group of beggars behind the scenes. The beggars' sect clearly wants our Mu family to ally with those Qing dynasty demons. Hearing this, Mu Zai asked in confusion, The dead, why does the beggars' sect want to do this? Have we ever offended them? My Yuishan then told him that the beggars' sect wanted to gain something from it. During the banquet, the two have already brought their weapons up. Principal Wang had a red ribbon tied on his head. The bell on the red string jingled. Principal Wang asked in confusion, Mu Daxia, why did you tie so many bells to my head? Can this really help me escape from my nightmares? My Yuishan then told him, These are not ordinary bells. To break the nightmare, they are essential. Then he spoke to Principal Wang again. You are now falling asleep and entering a nightmare. Mu Zai also echoed. Good night, Principal. I'll go help you turn off the light. At that moment, Principal Wang had already fallen asleep. Seeing this, Mu Zai said, So, Dad, can we start now? Hearing this, Mu Yueshan slowly lit a cigarette and said, What's the rush? I need to see if he's being honest with us. I trust people who pretend to be virtuous the least. If the principal did something bad, let him be killed by nightmares. I don't care at all. At this moment, Principal Wan was fast asleep. In the dream, Ziyujan appeared again. Holding the basket in hand, he slowly said to Principal Wang, Principal Wang, you've been sleeping very little these past few days, huh? Welcome back. I have prepared something special for you. Principal, please take a look. Take a look. Isn't it adorable? Principal Wang exclaimed in horror at what he saw in the basket. Quick, move away. Seeing this, Ziyujaner laughed heartily. No need to be polite. I specially prepared this for you. The rain fell, putting this matter into Principal Wang's mind. Watching this thing wriggling on my face, he said with a heart-wrenching tone, laced with pleading, Quickly take it away. Quickly take away this disgusting thing. Take it away. Seeing Principal Wang at this moment, Principal Wang has been scared to tears. Ziyujaner laughed heartily. You take a look? Our Principal Wang was scared to tears. Don't be afraid. I'll help you take it down first. Let me show you how adorable he is. You see, this little guy is so interesting and powerful. Do you not like him, Principal Wang? He seems to really like you. Principal Wang shouted outside the dream. Don't torment me anymore. At that time, it really wasn't my fault. It was a female ghost from the Qing dynasty who took your brother away. Why do you keep holding on to me? Mu Yu Tian said to Mu Zai. Look how scared he is. It seems the principal really hasn't done anything wrong. Then said again, "Sai, Sai, I have just given you the spells and methods. This is your first real battle. There is something your father wants to remind you. No matter how terrifying the things you see are, don't panic. Remember, that's just a shadow of resentment. No substantial harm can be caused to people. The more you fear him, the stronger he becomes. Let's begin. Facing challenges alone. Dad is protecting you from outside." At this moment, Mu Zioxi could be seen, as taken up the shaman spirit bone of Mu Yu-Tian. Knocking rhythmically, they began to chant the shamanic incantation. The sun sets behind the western mountains, and the sky darkens. Nightmares ravage the world. Mu family, Zio Zai's tearful spirit bone. Lin Mo follows me into my dreams. Olusa Hanuseli Halila, in the dream on the other side. Zhuan said to Principal Wang, "Don't be afraid. Today is the last time. Your spirit is almost completely gone. It will devour your remaining spirit. From now on, you will never dream again, of course, and will never wake up. You will be in a state of numbness without pain." Principal Wang said tremulously, "Become a vegetable." Looking at Principal Wang in front of her, Zhuan laughed heartily. The principal truly is knowledgeable. At that moment, a beam of light beside me, attracting Zhuan's attention with her mouth. "Murmur, what has come in? This is the dream I control. It's impossible. This, what is it? What has intruded into my dreams?" Hearing Mu Zioxi say this, "Your dream. You must have invaded someone else's dream." Hearing this, Zhuan was furious. "Who are you? What is that monster?" Mu Zioxi replied, "I am a dream cleaner. Behind me is the spirit beast I summoned to devour you at the end of the dream." Hearing this, Zhuan sarcastically said, "It turns out the damn principal has come looking for help. Little brat, do you think I'm afraid of you and that monster? Watching what is happening right in front of me." Mu Zioxi's footsteps stepped back a bit. "Wimmer, why has fear started to creep into my heart? Is it rooted in the unknown? Oh no, due to my fear. The dream at the end has become smaller. In the dream, if we become weak and small due to fear, then the dream eyes will become bigger and stronger. At such a young age, daring to challenge alone. Ziyuan, the mistress of dreams. What is going on? Continuing from last time. The imagery in the dream was too overwhelming. Zai fell into a panic. Looking at Mu Zioxi in front of me, my Yushin whispered, "Sai, it looks like the image of a nightmare." Exceeded Zioxi's psychological endurance. He reached out and gently touched her head, saying, Sai, calm down. Let Dad tell you. Don't be afraid. That is all part of the principal's inner world. It's not real. It's just an illusion, except to scare you. I won't do anything to you. Sai, that is an illusion. Do you understand? Hearing this, Mu Zioxi said, I know it's an illusion, but Dad, I still don't dare to look at her. Maybe I'm just a coward. I want to go out. I'm really scared. I noticed Mu Zioxi showing signs of hesitation. Mu Yutian then spoke to her again. Children, listen to me. Truly terrifying. It's not what you see before you, but it is you facing difficulties. The thoughts of retreat generated by the world. And you are not a coward at all. You are a little hero. How could a hero be? This little difficulty scared you away? Hearing this, Mu Zioxi, is it difficult to say? I am a little hero. That's right. You are the little hero in your father's heart. I used to think of you as a little brat. But through recent events, I found that you have become one, have courage and boldness. A responsible young man has emerged. You are in King Feng village. To avoid scaring the classmates, seeing the wandering palace, I dare not show my feelings. You ask everyone to leave. A person has been found. The problematic yard. You are in a small alley. Bravely face the terrifying synthetic slave battle. You broke into Chulong Ridge and defeated the fish demon. You charged all the way to the entrance to the underground palace, confronting those monsters. Although what you've done is, there are many inappropriate aspects, but one thing is certain. You truly have guts. A person with loyalty. Believe in the real dangers. Fearless Cyoxy will never be this. The illusionary image frightened me. Keep it up. Psy. Show your courage. You can do it. Overcoming one's own fears. Face your opponent bravely. After listening to the playful words of Mu Yu Tian, Mu Zioxi is no longer afraid. That Zhuaner, but the size of that graphite, is also rapidly increasing. At this moment, Mu Zio Zai apologetically said to Shimomo, "Sorry, it was because of me just now. You've turned into a little cute pet. Now then, let's go have a big meal. Don't you love eating nightmares the most? This guy should be to your taste." At this moment, only graphite is seen. Zhao Ziyuan was taken away. Open wide. Just swallow her into the belly. In no time, Ziyuan. Eat until there's nothing left. In the dream, Ziyuan took care of it. At this moment, Principal Wang. Now I can finally sleep peacefully. And Mu Yuan Tian also left Principal Wang's house, arrived at a general store. Mu Yu Tian stopped the car, went to buy 2 bottles of beer. Look at this convenience store owner. Your complexion doesn't look good. Mu Yu Tian greeted everyone. The boss said, don't mention it. I've been having nightmares these past couple of days. I never used to have nightmares. I don't know how to deal with this. Mu Yu Tianzi said to her, it's just a dream. Don't take it too seriously. It will be fine in a couple of days. During the period, the father and daughter talked about. It's about Shenjai and Ziyuan. Looking at Mu Zioxi, she seemed unhappy. Mu Yutian asked, what happened? You are not happy. Mu Zioxi turned her head. Looking at Mu Yutian, he said, that Ziyuan is also very pitiful. I summon the troops. Silently consumed her soul. Isn't it too cruel? Hearing this, Mu Yueshan comforted. I won't. That is not the soul of Ziyuan at all. That was the statement of the Du Shenyan who, that monster must have gone to. A grudge was consumed on Ziyuan's grave. Just gave birth to this nightmare. Hearing this, Mu Zio Zai curiously asked, what does that 2-headed monkey rely on? Mu Yu Tian then pointed to a rooftop. You have quite the good fortune. It's truly enlightening. Look towards that rooftop. Did you see? That thing on the rooftop antenna. This creature is called the 2-body eye monkey, the resurrected person from the Qing dynasty, conferred as the great King Yun Huai stone. What is going on? Let me tell you in detail. Continuing from last time, looking at the antenna on the rooftop, Shuang Xinyan Monkey Mu Zioxi said, dead. He has grown up now. What will happen next? My Yuxians replied, his one eye can shoot beams of light. As long as it hits the 4-dimensional space, will be controlled by him. Those people from the Qing dynasty must have wanted to take advantage. His abilities control the martial world. The capable ones make them their puppets. During this time, the two chatted casually. At that moment, several figures appeared on the rooftop. Seeing this, Mu Yutian decided to invite a feria. Let's see what they're up to. At that moment a sound came from behind. The voice of Master Hu. Don't ask any more. Let's go. Mu Daxia. Sai O Sai. Let's go up and take a look, the four of us. Hearing this, Mu Yueshan said, "Four people, you haven't cultivated your true form. It's not safe to go that way any more." Wu Sai Oxy.